I'm not even sure I'm ready to go, but I clicked go live. So I guess here we are. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey of the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. It is our Sunday show. Hope you guys are well. Hope you're having a good one out there. Hope Jack will be along. I saw he was active on Twitter a few minutes ago. Maybe we caught him before he took his old man nap. We'll see what happens. Hi, Nuts. Welcome back to the land of the living, sweetie. Hope you're doing well. Just an update for tomorrow. I will not be here tomorrow. There won't be a show. I have things I have to do. So this will be it till Monday-ish. Don't worry, I'm not going to go on another 3-day excursion. I well, hopefully not. Well, I don't want to say no because God, knowing my luck, I'll break a leg or something. But yeah, won't be here tomorrow. So we better make sure that this one is a good one. And boy, do we have some stupid to talk about. I want to over on Rumble. I was asked where I was because on Rumble the start time actually said 2:30 like it was supposed to. God, I suck at that. But here's my life. I was in an argument with a furry who's really in favor of Ukrainian support. I that's my life, you guys. That's what I do with my time is argue with retards. They find me. I didn't even go looking for this one. This guy came at me because I pointed out that we don't have money. Our own government just had to make a new deal between the Republicans and Democrats to keep funding the government because we're out of fucking money. And these idiots want to give $70 billion to Ukraine. We can't pay for our own shit, and they want to give 70 billion to Ukraine. And I pointed that out, and this guy's like, some of you just don't understand the history. I'm assuming that's what they sound like, because to me, that's what all furries sound like. Yeah, it's fucking amazing the shit I run into. Now, granted, sometimes I might be the one to start shit, but in this case, I just pointed out a reality. We do not, even if you support the Ukraine thing, fine. Where's that $70 billion coming from? We don't have the money. We have to keep increasing the amount we're allowed to borrow because we borrowed so much. We've way overspent. But that's not what we're here to talk about. That's just, the reality of my world. I thought you guys might like a peek behind the curtain of why some nights the stream doesn't start when the time tells you it should. It's mostly because I get distracted on Twitter and am arguing with dumbasses. When well, let's go this way. Alan, thank you so much for the donation. I believe that one says morning monkey. Good morning, sir. Thank you, Travis. Oh, now it won't load. Thank you, Travis, who says the insufferable plagiarist versus irredeemable bore. Oh yeah, yeah. That is a better headline, but it's not as catchy for the algorithm. And Ben, when we were offline, thank you so much. He says, this is for thanking me this morning before you realized you had previously read my message. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you as well, sir. And happy Sunday now. All right. Oh, God. These two idiots. I'm minding my own business, as I usually am on Twitter. And I come across a post from the quartering. Now, do I follow him? I don't remember. Yes, I do still follow him, so it probably popped up because of that. Although that doesn't matter anymore because Twitter's decided Elon Musk, I almost called him Elon Musk. Elon Musk yesterday came out and said, maybe it was the day before, we're working on something to make sure your followers all see your pinned tweets, but you can only pin a tweet every 48 hours so you can't game the system. It's like, why not make it so followers can read everything I put? They're following me for a reason, you idiot. Same as I follow people for reasons and hate having to go over to their page to find it. But I digress. Anyway, I come on here today and I see this. It says more fake and libelous statements from at Rebel News Online staffer and Elon Musk golden boy. This is a 20-year-old video where I tell a story about my computer repair days, finding CP on a customer's computer, and calling the cops on them. For that, he calls me a pedo. Disgusting. And he links this picture. Now, this tweet no longer exists, or it has been updated. We'll talk about that in a minute. And this is from Ian Miles Chong. Says, I don't like being lectured by a fat pedophile, which is what Jeremy Hambly is. Here's the creep advising pedos on how to clean up their messes. Whew, boy. What a way to start my day on Twitter. Two retards I do not like having a pissing fight, and both of them kind of lying. Both of them kind of lying. Ian Miles Chong is lying. Do I think Jeremy's a pedo? I don't think Jeremy's a pedo. I don't have anything to suggest he's a pedo. But the video in question is kind of, let's call it suspect, shall we? We'll watch it in a minute. We'll watch it in just a moment. But Jeremy's retelling of it is also not true. He says, I tell a story about my computer repair days. Finding CP on a customer's computer. He didn't find it. Somebody else did, according to him in this 20-year-old video. And calling the cops. It struck me that Jeremy calls him out for this, but didn't link the video himself. You can still find this video all over. But he's just like, and when I was like, I know this story. Why do I know this story? And so I went and looked it up, and I found the actual video. And it's this right here. So let's hopefully the volume's up as high as it'll go. There we go. This is what Jeremy actually said.
It's more of a public service announcement than anything else. At the office this week, we had a situation where one of the techs came across some pictures on a customer's computer that were of the child pornography variety. I don't really know if there's any tack way to put that, but the customer was reported and subsequently arrested, I believe, as last that I heard. And there's even more serious. However, I've never known a tech in my life that ever took anything other than like videos or music off computers. But the point of this video is just to remind people that, you know, as techs, we read your emails, so to speak. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it happens. So if you have things that you don't want computer techs to see, you know, you should delete them or rename them that you don't want tech.
If there's stuff you don't want the text to see, you should delete it or rename it. Delete it or rename it. Oh God, the serfs. Yeah, trust me, I don't like the fact that the version of this I could find came from the serfs. But he's advising people to hide your CP. He's like, look, guys, yeah, we found some CP and we ended up having to call the police. And to be honest with you, we break the law all the time by looking into your computer files, violating your privacy in ways that we're not really supposed to do. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but we do it. And if you're going to have stuff like that on there, you should really rename the files to something innocuous so we don't go looking at it. Like, for fuck's sake. Ian Miles Chong did update his status there and changed it to say that he was that Jeremy was telling pedos how to hide their shit, which he clearly was. And you can be he may be talking about hiding dick pics on your no, he doesn't notice he didn't say don't have this on your computer. Don't have shit that you shouldn't have on your computers. Like, if you're going to have it there, hide it so I don't find it when I go looking through your computer in ways I'm not supposed to be. I'm here to fix your computer and I'm going to go trolling your hard drive. Was the Jeremy the quartering? Yes, Jeremy is the quartering. Sorry for anybody who I use them interchangeably because it's well known that that's his name. And I apologize for that. But yeah, the context is important. He was talking about CP. Yes, exactly. And look, he's trying to give people advice. And if there's things you don't want seen on your computer, I guess it's good advice. But how about this? How about don't have criminal behavior on your computer? How about don't engage in criminal behavior? You can sit there and be like, hey, what he said was stupid. But I see people out there, that's not what he was saying. It's what he said. What's up, Jack? How you doing, man?
Oh, not too bad. How you doing?
Living the dream, my friend. Living the dream.
Nice.
Talking about two retards arguing online. So,
Oh yeah, I've been watching. I was making a sandwich.
So you got to hear his statement?
Yeah. This is a retard slap fight.
Is that him saying, "Hey, hide your child porn"? Because that's what it sounded like.
I think he was saying, not only just hide your CP, hide it so I don't steal it.
Well, yeah, because
I mean, he only steals music and probably some pictures or something. But yeah, that's not creepy at all. Like, part of the cost of the couple $100 of a tech fixing your computers, they're gonna steal your shit.
Yeah, to use God knows how.
Well, he's probably just masturbating to family photos. I don't know.
I just want to reiterate, I find both of these two contemptible. I think
I'm not
Miles Chong should be in prison, and if he was in the United States, he probably would be.
Yeah.
He's hiding in what, Singapore?
Malaysia, I think.
Malaysia, thank you. And there's a push to get him arrested over there, which I don't have a problem with because he's a swatting piece of shit. He's also a content thief, which is how this all started. Because somebody from ProPublica, I think it is, reached out to Ian because Ian likes to do this thing where he'll take other people's stories, claim he's breaking the news, and pass it around to everybody.
Yeah.
We talked about this not long ago. What, maybe 2 weeks ago? Where he was caught doing it. And then he finally, after, sorry, dude. But after like 11 hours, they finally were like, dude. And he's like, oh, yeah, my bad. I should have said, hey, guys, look at this. I'm sorry, Jack. I stepped all over you there.
No, I was just agreeing with you.
So this guy's a piece of shit. He's a dirty piece of shit, and I do not like him. But Jeremy, you can sit there and say that you're not a pedo, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with you saying that because, again, I don't have any evidence that you're a pedo. But your retelling of this, I tell a story about my computer repair days, finding CP on a customer's computer and calling the cops. It's not the story you told. A tech found it. You didn't say you found it.
Well, he might have been at the time trying to protect himself by saying somebody else did it, like a tech, but he is a tech. You know what I mean? That way he's not like in any trouble.
I hear you, but why lie about it?
I don't know.
Why lie about it today? Why not? You could even put that in here. I said a tech. It was me. You know, you can do that.
Yeah. Well, this video is clearly very old, and he might have conflated two different incidences because I'm sure that techs run across shit that people aren't supposed to have all the time.
Sure, and sometimes it's not in the way that Jeremy's putting it here, where Jeremy's like, "Yeah, we just go digging through your shit." Sometimes it's looking for what the problem is, and like, "Oh, I found it. You were on the dark web looking up dirty little girls."
Yeah, and you ended up getting a virus, shockingly. Yeah. Real quick, thank you, Alan, for the donation. He says, hey, Jack. Hey, Alan. Hope you're doing well, man.
Who found it really is inconsequential to the story? No, it's not. And here's why. Because in this telling of it, this is him saying, I stood up to those pedos, which is not in the original story. This is, look, you can't call me a pedo supporter. I turned that pedo in. It goes from somebody that he worked with did it to I did it. It's nonsense. It's a lie. Unless he was lying then. And you might be right, Jack. Maybe he was like, yeah, I can't say that it was me. I've had to do that when you're dealing with bosses before. Be like, yeah, somebody found this.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't want to get in trouble or risk your job, or you just don't want to fill out more paperwork.
But the point is, he did still tell people, hey, hide your porn. Because there would be no reason to rename your music file, rename your email, rename. What would you be hiding that you don't want people finding? Your vacation pictures? To be generous, I'd say he's talking about generally anything you wouldn't want. And I would give you that. If he didn't use, this is kind of like the vouch thing. Why do you use CP as that example? Why not make the separate? Hey, yeah, don't have CP on your computer. Anything else that you don't want us to see, just change the file name. Not this is just fucking sad. It's not as bad as when Ralph and Worski tried to bust the PDF file ring. I'm not familiar with that right off the way you're describing it. So, but yeah, two idiots having a slap fight, Jack. Jeremy sees this as his way back in because Ian is really pissed off a lot of people, and he's burning as many bridges as Jeremy normally does.
People are dumb.
They are. What you can say is that the best you can say about what Jeremy said there is he said something really stupid. But I still come back to why that example. You know what I mean? He didn't come back with, hey, yeah, the other day I was, a tech found this woman's naked pictures of herself. And just so you guys know, you should really hide this. It was CP was the example he used. Am I wrong on that? That's weird? I mean, there's other things you might want to keep hidden from them. For instance, say you have your own naked pictures on there. Yeah, put that under something that says tax forms.
I chalked this up to Jeremy's kind of stupid.
Yes.
And he wasn't trying to tell people to hide their CP. He was just telling two stories and conflating them. And he's kind of dumb. I don't think he was telling people how to hide their CP as well.
I think he was absolutely telling people how to hide their CP.
I think indirectly he was doing that, but I don't think that was his intention.
I think he clear. This is just my take on it. I think it's clear what he was telling people. He said, hey, hide this shit. And he's talking about CP at the time. I think what he's doing is trying to pull one of the, hey, don't record yourself doing stupid shit. We say that about people who record themselves committing crimes. Yeah. And we don't go, hey, don't commit the crime every time we say it. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. If you are taking your computer to a tech to have work done on it and you have CP on there, you should probably just set yourself on fire and do the world a favor.
Well, I mean, that's a given.
Exactly, Pedro. Why use CP as that example? There's so many nudes would be the best. Nudes would be the smartest. Like, hey guys, we found nudes on a computer, and yeah, somebody was jacking off to him in the office. If you don't want us to see that shit, hide it. Hey, if you don't want us to find evidence of your crime, hide it. I mean, he specifically says rename the files. That's pretty distinct to that, right? But anyway, I think they're both lying in a different ways. I don't think this shows that he's a pedophile. You can't go that far. He did kind of tell pedophiles how to hide their crime, though.
Yeah, I mean, that is what he did, but I don't know if that was his intention. I don't think Jeremy's a pedo. I would need more evidence than this stupid video from like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think they're both retards. So they're probably going to end up meeting at some point to fight, and then they're going to make out, make sweet, sweet love, elope to Thailand together, and get a bungalow and open a small convenience store.
Yeah, I can't wait for the makeup arc, because Jeremy likes to make up with the people that he pisses off.
Yeah, because he's pissing them off for notoriety.
Yeah.
It's not always personal, it's business.
It's all business. It's all about the grift. Those two deserve each other, honestly. Because all Ian Miles Chong does that Jeremy, the only difference between them is Ian passes it off as his own. I mean, they're both just outrage merchants.
Yeah. I would argue that Jeremy is at least capable of growing a beard.
Well, I mean, Ian Miles Chong is a lesbian, so.
Yeah, a mildly hairy, prepubescent teenage boy kind of thing. Like he's like 13 or 14 and just now getting his starter beard. And he's like, I like girls. And they're like, aren't you a woman? No. His voice kind of cracks. I don't know. I don't like that dude. He looks like he smells like pee.
Dangerous says maybe because finding nudes doesn't necessarily get told to everybody else at the tech place. I guarantee you it does.
Oh yeah, they're sharing all the pictures around.
Oh yeah.
You know
they may not talk about it to the new person who runs to HR every day, but there's a core group that share those. I promise you.
Yeah. If they're stealing songs, they're definitely looking at your nudes
and stealing it. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I do wonder if Jeremy has an old folder of people's nudes.
Probably.
Hey, Jeremy, did you keep anybody's nudes that you found? No, I just jacked off to it then. I put it in my spank bank for later. We're going to get sued now.
Stuff. What's this wee shit? I didn't say it. I don't know you. I'm a hitchhiker. You found me on the side of the road.
I'm okay with techs finding CP and reporting it to the police.
Oh, they should.
God bless them for doing so. But if you're not supposed to be rooting around in the computer, you shouldn't be rooting around in the computer to begin with. And hopefully you got fired if you got caught doing it. But that's not what happened. So let's be honest. Anyhow, there's not a lot more to say about that other than they're both douchebags, man. And it gave me a chance to put Jeremy on the thumbnail again. We haven't done that in a long time. People like when we have Jeremy in the thumbnail.
Well,
I don't know why.
He's a very unlikable person.
Oh, let's talk about my argument with a fucking furry. Jesus
Oh
Christ.
My God. Dude, seriously. Well, how do you find these people?
I didn't. He found me, okay?
You say that.
It's
I don't know.
True.
I don't know. Look, I have freak magnetism. I understand how it works. Somehow, you managed to find like the weirdest, freakiest, arrogant unicorn possible. I don't know how you do this.
Well, I'm showing it on the screen. This is the interaction, and there's me telling it. This is in response to Rand Paul, who said not the best fiscal time to give another $70 billion to Ukraine. And as I pointed out, that the government just had to have another deal to keep the government open because we're running out of fucking money again. And that's all I pointed out. And he shoots back with, and I said, Congress wants to give our money to Ukraine, to which he says, so do I. Same as I would have promoted aid for Finland in 1940, Poland in 39, and Czechoslovakia in 38. 10,000 destroyed Russian armored combat vehicles, Moscow's count, not Kiev's, is a good start. Now, the reason I want to talk about this is not even because this furry is a idiot. Because I don't know if he's an idiot. In this instance, he is. But we see this all the time. I would have promoted it. I would have promoted financial aid for the Polish back in 39. Chances are you wouldn't have. Chances are most people wouldn't have, because at the time isolationism was key. That was what ruled the land. With it's none of our business, we shouldn't be involved. None of our business, we shouldn't be involved. And it just always amuses me when there's people out there who are taking whatever the most popular opinion is, telling me that back in the day I would have been against slavery. I would have been against isolationism. Really?
No, that's stupid, because you're a product of your time. You don't get to time travel. That's not how this works.
I'll be honest with you, Jack. I don't know where I would have fallen in those arguments, because it's all with 2020 hindsight, right? We all get to look at it and be like, oh, that's the wrong side of history. But I do think at least I have the proven track record of speaking out against things that are popular. From backpacks to COVID being, from a wet market.
Yeah, well,
and even with knowing my own history, I can't tell you that I would have been like, no, we need to go help the Polish, because I'd probably have been like, World War One sucked, because that's where the isolationism comes from.
Mm-hmm.
You
Well,
have
we were
World War.
isolationists in that war too before Woodrow Wilson dragged us in.
True. Isolationism of at least non-intervention is a U.S. thing that goes all the way back to the French Revolution.
Yeah, it's only changed really since the 60s when they
Yeah,
were pushing for more war involvement. And that was what Eisenhower warned us about with the military industrial complex.
I'm Czech. We had an arsenal. They had to sell us out. Chamberlain. Chamberlain kind of gets a bad rap, and I think part of it is deserved, but I do think that he was trying to do the right thing.
He was trying to do the right thing, but he was an idiot.
Yeah.
A gullible one at that.
Well, I don't know how gullible he is. I think he was hopeful.
Yeah, I think he was gullible. He could be both. He could be gullible.
Yeah,
and
that's
hopeful.
fair. His hopefulness led him to be gullible, and when I say hopeful, I mean desperately hopeful, right?
Yeah, because
Like,
nobody wanted another war.
Yeah, and I think he was like, you know what? If we do this, it'll keep us from going into major war. And it was a last ditch kind of effort thing, and it blew up in his face, rightfully so. But I think it came from a good place. I really do. So Chamberlain was motivated by cowardice and not wanting to see the evil in front of him. I mean, that's a fair way to look at it. I don't look at it that way. I think he was desperately worried about the coming war. And I think look at what happened. I think he was kind of right.
Yeah, it's easy to not want to see something as brutal as another war in Europe because of the horrors that you saw the first time around. A lot of these guys, as politicians at the time, remembered World War One. They were there for that. They were only in their 40s, but they remembered that. Some were even older. Winston Churchill served in World War One. So
yeah, it wasn't he like basically what would be equivalent to our Secretary of Navy or something like that?
Yeah, he was some sort of department head or something. But yeah, a lot of the guys remembered that. And people forget that isolationism was popular because we were tired of dealing with other people's bullshit. Nobody wanted.
World War One was brutal.
Yeah, the trench warfare, there was enough trenches to go around the world and enough barbed wire to go around the world like 4 times or something. I'd have to look that one up. It's 3 or 4 times. So and then mustard gas, flamethrowers, the brutality and the gore of that war was just beyond measure. It changed the face of warfare. It was no longer let's build fortresses and hang out. No, it was everybody's facing off with each other. Walls meant nothing. You had airplanes introduced.
Yeah, and it really did change the face of air combat, because that became a much more important thing for just crossing battle lines and stuff. Bubba in chat, Bubba McCoy says Chamberlain held off World War II long enough for England to prepare for the war. And that is true.
Yeah, because they realized pretty quickly this wasn't going to work. So what he did may have saved Britain indirectly. I don't think that was necessarily his intention, but it did give them time to ramp up production. And the fact that we were giving them arms again with the Lend-Lease programs. So if we hadn't supplied Britain, they probably would have collapsed.
True, yeah.
Same thing during World War One. That's why they sank the Lusitania.
Thank you, Travis Gardner. Chamberlain was arrogant, thought he understood Hitler. I've read different things in regard to that. This is where it comes down to whether he was hopeful or gullible. I think he was hopeful that Hitler would live up to his word, but didn't actually expect him to. And yeah, that's a case for his gullibility, honestly.
Yeah, unfortunately, perspective dictates a lot of that. If you're one of those people that sees the best in everybody, you're going to be like, oh, he's going to keep his word.
Yeah.
Some people just don't believe in evil either.
True.
So unfortunately, we have a big problem with that these days.
And using the comparison to the war in Russia and Ukraine, because they're the same. You guys, my furry friend told me so. I think Vladimir Putin's an evil guy. I really do. I don't think he's Hitler evil. I think there's a big difference there. I saw somebody the other day say, if Putin's not stopped in Ukraine, he's going to go into NATO countries. I said, name the NATO country they're going into. Silence. Because everybody goes, hey, he's going into Poland. There's nothing to suggest he's actually going into Poland.
He might want to take Poland, but right now that's not feasible.
I think that's a kind of pipe dream thing, that in a perfect world he would take it, but he knows he can't.
Yeah, he would want to create the Iron Curtain, but it's no longer possible, so he'll settle for what he can get. And in this case, it's the Donbass region.
Hitler really didn't want to fight the British. They could have probably struck a deal for peace. In fact, Adolf may have been expecting that. Well,
we saw how that worked out with Russia.
Yeah. Let's say Britain decides to stay out of World War II. I don't think it becomes World War II anyway. I think Hitler takes over everything he wants to. But Britain standing up to him is what stopped it. And them telling him to go fuck himself. I don't know that Hitler didn't want to fight Germany, or at least didn't want to at that point.
Britain. You said
Sorry, not Germany. Britain. Yeah, you're right. That once he conquers mainland Europe, what's to stop him from going across the channel? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because then he has production and time to build up. Yeah, if it hadn't been for the UK, I think all of Europe would have fallen to him.
Without Britain standing up to him the way they did at the time they did, Russia never gets involved because they don't really have to deal with that until after they've consolidated power in what becomes the European Union, right?
Yeah.
At which point he could have crushed the Russian army. At the very least, held them off. Yeah. The entire world owes Britain a debt of thanks for what they did in the Battle for Britain, man.
Yeah.
Those damn limeys had some spine, and God bless them. Look, I give credit where due. We had a lot to do with winning World War II, but if it wasn't for the British and the Russians, Hitler wins.
Well, the British and the Russians could have done it without our production ability in the Lend-Lease program. Because we were sneaking both of them equipment, tanks, weapons, that sort of thing. But they had the manpower and the location, honestly.
Yeah.
So it was a very interesting joint effort. And if any one piece of that hadn't been there, it would have all fallen apart.
France gets a lot more credit than they deserve, frankly.
Oh, yeah, those fucking traitors.
I give them tons of credit for our revolution, because without them, we're still British. But in World War II, they fell like a cake when kids were jumping back in the day.
They had the Maginot Line. We'll just put stationary guns. That'll totally keep up. And oh, wait, they didn't run over there. What are they doing?
Why are they going around the wall? See, walls don't work.
Well, those weren't really walls. They were just stationary guns. They weren't real smart about that. But they're French. They don't understand war.
Welcome to World War II history.
Yeah. The Maginot Line was stupid. Real quick, thank you, Evolve Potato. You also have to remember that we didn't have the amount of information exchange that we have now. Realistically, most Americans would probably not have known a lot of the war and the Nazis until they joined the war. Yeah, there was a lot of puff pieces actually about Hitler and how great he was.
Sure.
Even Henry Ford was on board with him. Of course, Henry Ford was famously a hater of the Jews. He wrote numerous essays in his journals or his newspaper about that before publishing the collected essays as the International Jew.
The year that he goes into Poland, Hitler is named Time Magazine Man of the Year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, in fairness, it did happen before he goes into Poland, but it was 1939.
Yeah. I think he was on the cover of Time magazine twice. There were a lot of people created like the German Bunds, Bunds. They were German nationalism groups and Nazi supporters, and they were pretty big over here for a while. But until the U-boats sank several passenger ships, and then Pearl Harbor happened, the attitude really didn't change much.
Mesa is
So
not an honorary title, though. Stalin was the next year. Well, we're not saying that it was like a honorary title from the United States government or anything. We're just pointing out that there were puff pieces written about the man. That
yeah,
he was played up as a good thing in the States.
well, we had a lot of socialists back then too, and he
Yeah.
was seen as like a great organizer. Him and Mussolini both were very widely regarded for a long time here in the States. Because remember, Hitler didn't come to power in 1939. He had been around for a little while by that point. Also, thank you, Travis Gardner. Poland, they're far better prepared now, and with a undying hatred of the Russians, the Polish really want to kill the Russians. That's true. The Poles, Hungary, a lot of those countries really, really hate the Russians.
You know, they have some good reason to.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Poles are part of NATO, man. Nobody's gonna fuck with them because we'll fuck them up.
Yeah.
That's just the truth of it.
Well, I mean, it depends if Biden can remember where they are.
We've gone way deeper into history than I meant to with this, but it's a fun conversation, and we have a very smart audience. I'm seriously glad to see some of the comments. I'm reading a lot of them that I'm not reading out, and yeah, Churchill was not a perfect guy. He was the right man for that moment, at the very least, as the figurehead. Was he a perfect man? No. There was absolutely shit that man did that's like, really? And you didn't like go to The Hague for that kind of shit? But I mean, we're talking about him within the context of World War II, and I think what he did there was as good as could have been done at the time. But yeah, we have a smart audience. I like that. Anyway, Jack, we have to talk about the strikers from yesterday. We have to talk about these idiots because, well, they won't shut the hell up. And the Alphabet Workers Union, the union that represents people who work for Alphabet Incorporated that have decided to unionize, because not everybody at Alphabet is unionized, but many are. They put out a video from the chick. Remember the video we watched yesterday where the girl walks up to the guy and goes, "We've just been laid off by these people." She put out a 4-part video series, Jack, and the Alphabet Workers Union shared it with the world.
Ugh. I hate these people.
Me too. But this is going to be fun for me, especially when we get to part 2, which is really the part I want to show you.
They got real quiet. What's going on? Monkey? I got Reuben James stuck in my head. Thanks for that, Bubba. How's everybody doing? Bill and Ted? Why do they all look retarded? Because they're communists. Don't worry, Assassin. We'll get you caught up. Monkey, come back. I don't know the rest of the lyrics to that song, so that's all I got. Megatron has fallen. He might have fallen asleep. I'm so lonely, so sad and lonely. Oh, it's all me now. Oh, if we don't do a show tomorrow night, I'll probably do a sunshine stream at some point. Probably. Don't quote me on that because it's been a really, really shit week for me for scheduling. And I should have some videos up soon if anybody wants to watch some comic reviews. It's the Sunshine Stream now. Yeah, I think so. Oh, what's going on, chat? Spare us from the singing. I sing when I'm bored. Hey, Crythorn, how you doing? Break out the sexy Asian women. Oh man, so many. I can't screen share without Monkey here, so I can't even show you pictures of ever beautiful Asian babies. Megatron has exceeded his data allotment. Oh, thanks, Evil One. Appreciate that, man. Is your live stream channel different than the reviews channel? Yeah, it's linked in the description. There's 2 live stream channels. There's Mr. Jack, where I do the politics stuff, and then there's Bad Comic Reviews streams, where I don't do anything anymore. There you
Okay.
are.
Yeah, sorry about that. Apparently,
You're like, we're gonna watch this video, and then nothing. And I'm like, huh? Oh wait, I'm alone.
Google heard me talking about their union. They're like, we gotta get this shit off the air quick.
Right? Even though we're gonna make fun of these retards.
Yeah, I should have made that clear at the beginning. Hey Google, we're making fun of these idiots. All right. So this is the volume starts out kind of shitty, Jack. But it's because this is like being recorded on TikTok or something.
Yeah.
It gets better when she starts talking, other than the fact we can hear her.
Are we gonna set this up for people that missed the last show?
Sure. So Google had a contract with a company called something I don't remember. Cryptography. 49 people that worked for this other company as contract workers, basically. They had a contract with that company. The company hired these people to work at YouTube Music. And back in April of last year, they decided that they were going to unionize and go to the National Labor Relations Board and force Google to come negotiate with them for a contract. Now, the National Labor Relations Board, this is more information than you got yesterday. The National Labor Relations Board said that Google and the other company were co-employers of these people, which, by the way, is being challenged in court, or was going to be challenged in court. And it's based on a Biden administration rule that made that shit a thing. It's not a real thing. And if it goes to court, when that finally goes to court, it'll be thrown out for being shit. The National Labor Relations Board gets thrown out of court all the time for bullshit.
Yeah, because they keep trying all this commie nonsense that doesn't hold up.
Yeah, the National Labor Relations Board shouldn't even exist.
No, it's definitely some Soviet style nonsense.
It is literally just there to give unions whatever they want. This is a true thing. You can look this up. Employers are not allowed to lie when it comes to employment or about unions. Unions are 100% allowed to lie to people to get them into a union.
Yep.
They can come up there and tell you any fucking lie they want to, and it's not against the law. But if an employer lies to you about the union, they can get in big trouble for it. It's literally just it's a union arm of our government which shouldn't exist.
Well, just like public sector unions, there's absolutely no reason. We were warned about this by very early presidents and senators that public sector unions were a bad idea. And now you've got unions having their every whim catered to by a government board too. So it's the worst of both worlds.
So these idiots, they keep pushing. The National Labor Relations Board finalized their decision January 4th, saying, yes, you guys have to negotiate with these people. And Google said, this contract's expiring. We're just going to let it expire. So this will probably end up in court, Jack, where hopefully the whole rule gets thrown out. But these idiots are going to lose in court because you can't force people to employ people.
I have seen this before when I was working at a tanning salon. we fired somebody and they came in and threatened to sue us if we didn't rehire them because their dad's a lawyer and they wanted their job back.
Ah,
That's not how this works, you retards.
not how it works at all.
This is a very common thing with socialists. They are very entitled people who just want their way. How dare you fire me? I demand back pay and management pay and all this other shit, and oh, you're letting me go? Why are you a bigot? Why do you hate me?
So these idiots go to the city council there in Austin, Texas, to plead their case to them. And the Austin board did come down with a thing saying, yes, we think Google should deal with these people. It doesn't mean anything. There's I'm sorry, what did I say, Dallas?
No, but I was just saying anywhere in Texas, this would be the place that happens.
Oh, sure. Yeah, they're in Austin. And it's meaningless. There's no weight of law behind it. They can't force Google to do it. But these idiots are there talking. The guy on the right, I promise you, even though it looks like a lesbian from the side, that's a dude. He's giving this impassioned speech about why Google should have to do that when this chickie, who, by the way, is the one we're going to listen to, Jack, she comes up to tell him during the speech, yeah, they just laid us all off. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
It's just ironic timing. I mean,
it's
good
wonderful.
job, Google. Real quickly, though, thank you, Travis Gardner. When Trump is back in office, he needs to put Mark Wayne Mullins in charge of the Department of Labor, the senator who wanted to fight the Teamsters boss. Oh, yeah, that guy was hilarious. Speaking of that, did you see the Mansion video that's been going around?
No.
Oh, this kid started swearing at Joe Manchin. I'll pull it up for later. Please continue.
Mess says, but I thought Google was such a leftist place. Why don't they like unions? Because anybody who runs a business knows how bad unions are for them. We saw this with the Young Turks. They've been very pro-union until people at the Young Turks tried starting a union. They were like, oh, hell no.
Yeah, because you end up being beholden to them. They have too much say in what your business does.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't like something, they just walk off the job and you get nothing done and make no money.
You're lucky if that's all they did. One of the rulings, one of the most recent rulings that the National Labor Relations Board was overruled on by the federal courts was when the NLRB, the National Labor Relations Board, said that when there's purposeful destruction of property in a protest against a business by a union, there's the business has no recourse. It's just
bullshit.
That's what the court said. They said that's fucking stupid. But that's what the NLRB is. That's what I mean by they're just union thugs in our government. They literally were like, nah, we can even destroy your property and there ain't shit you can do about it. But anyway, so now we have all the setup. She's going to tell us about her adventure, Jack, and it's beautiful.
I'm sure this is all fully accurate too.
Yeah, they just laid us all off. Yep, that's me. On the floor at City Hall, speaking to City Council yesterday. My coworker Jack and I went to City Council yesterday to speak about a resolution that we were trying to pass.
Again, a resolution that this is important for later, Jack, means nothing. They can pass whatever fucking resolution they want. It has literally no backing to it. That's what they were spending their time doing when they should have been at work.
Basically calling on Google and Cognizant to bargain with us.
Cognizant, that's the name of the other company.
We learned at 9:50, just 10 minutes before the meeting started, that Google had launched a lobbying effort the night before to delay the vote on our resolution. And
Google asked them to give them time to respond to stuff. That's all they asked for.
That our resolution would not be voted on in this meeting, but rather on March 21st. We were still able to.
I love how she frames that though, like Google was doing something nefarious. I just want to remind you, this has literally no weight. We resolved that you should have a contract negotiation with them. I'm not gonna. Okay. They tried to stop a meaningless thing from happening, Jack. Those
No!
dirty bastards.
Those sons of bitches. I like how Google's like, we'll get back to you on the 21st, knowing the contract is up soon.
Yeah.
Speak, and we did, and that's what you saw in that video. I spoke, and then after I spoke, my coworker, I guess I spoke about how if members of city council needed more time to like learn more about the resolution and about what was going on in our union campaign, that they should reach out to us, the workers, who are actually their constituents and not Google executives who.
Yeah, reach out to the people with a clear bias and only the ones that have our clear bias.
Yeah. Look, it was nice for her to take time out of her day to come in from the field that she's working.
Yeah.
Because she's wearing those fucking overalls. You don't do work. Not outside, not physical labor. Okay, don't wear overalls. That's stupid. But
You
her
don't know.
nose.
She could have a rooftop garden.
Oh God. Yeah, it's all on cardboard. Is it just me or are her nose holes really big?
I think she just has a large nose with big nose holes that point upwards. Yeah, they're kind of distracting. I'm more weirded out by her Janet from Three's Company hair.
Yeah. That is not helping her look. Do you think that's a wig? Is she in disguise?
I don't know, but it is distracting. That's why I'm looking at the other screen as she talks. But anyway,
Cirque said she looks like a mix of Tim Curry and Raggedy Ann.
you're not wrong.
Yeah, nostrils is what you call them, Eagle. They're nose holes.
They're nose
Let's
holes.
Face it. I thought that she had like those plugs that people put in.
What, for like swimming?
Yeah, I thought she had something in
Oh.
her nostrils, but it's the actual hole.
Yes, yeah. All right.
California. And then my coworker Jack spoke, and as I sat behind him, filming him, I got a text message from my coworker letting me know that they had all just been laid off in our weekly team meeting that happens every Thursday at 10:30.
And when she says they had all been laid off, she means herself too, which is funny. I like how she said that they all have been, like, she got a pass. They fired all of you guys? That sucks. Good thing I got a
still
job.
working.
So yeah, basically Cognizant flew in all their top HR goons from Arizona and Florida, and they hired a bunch of Pinkerton security guards to come.
Oh, they got the Pinkerton.
They brought the Pinkertons in. One, yes, they flew in the HR people because that's who handles firings, you retard. She makes
really
it sound
funny.
like some kind of nefarious, everything's a nefarious plan to her.
Well,
Like-
yeah, I mean, everybody's out to get her because she's so awesome and talented.
They-
The Pinkertons have a long history of union busting. That's who they used to hire in the old days when there were guns involved in these things.
Yeah.
They'd hire the Pinkertons to go in and bust up heads.
And yes, guys, my pause game is always on point.
Come in and deliver the news to us. And yeah, I burst out into tears. Shout out to this creator.
We saw you. You weren't crying. I mean, you look like you might have been trying to hold back a little bit of tears, but I have no doubt in your mind you're like, this is going to go viral. This will get people on our side. You should have cried. It would have helped you out, actually.
Not only for making this video and amplifying like what went down yesterday, but also for just showing me such like genuine kindness and support in such a like unbelievable moment.
I'm going to have Chrissy reach out to you and give you this video so you can see how supportive we are. Okay. That's a Three's Company joke, y'all. Here's part 2. Apparently she doesn't know there's places you can go to record a video all at once, Jack.
Yeah, it's weird. She also doesn't understand anything other than portrait mode, apparently. Stupid TikTok ruined a generation.
Indeed.
So this is the email that Google sent to City Council.
Matt, she gets out of the way so that you can read it and gives you time to. But she leaves this in the middle of the fucking screen, so you can't read half of what's written here. But all they did is ask for a postponement so that they could discuss it.
To delay the vote.
Yeah.
So pause it and feel free to read that. It's pretty priceless.
Yeah, it's pretty priceless. Yeah, they say, hey, could you give us a chance to look at this and give our opinion? Those dirty bastards.
Yeah, how dare they not immediately capitulate to your every whimsy?
And y'all may
Now, this next video we didn't watch. You can find it online. Hang on, let's let her.
have seen this video circulating. This is what was happening in the office as we spoke to City Council.
It says all employees of Austin's YouTube music team have been laid off today with no notice. The tweets that were going around with this said that these people were abusive, and then they put this video in there, and there's like no abuse in it. They're just like, y'all need to get the fuck out. You've been fired.
Yeah, have they never been fired before, or like told, hey, we're going out of business? Because this was pretty normal. These guys were very professional. I didn't see anything wrong here. I've been in this situation before, and it sucks. Everybody's depressed, but it's not abusive at all.
Those are the HR goons there.
The goons.
Got Bruce.
By the way, you work for a union. Don't use the word goon. It's too ironic.
Maybe that's what she's going for.
You got Jared Jones there.
Fucking Jared.
Pinkerton guy.
Subway?
Fred Zapata. Bunch of cool people there.
No, Jared. He's the Pinkerton guy. I spoke over her when she was saying it.
Oh,
That fucking Jared the Pinkerton.
Anyway, so I left the floor. I left City Hall and started making my way to the office to collect my things. My coworkers in that meeting, like, watch the Wi-Fi get cut, watch their access to Google, like, Gmail, and we were working on our
We got to pause that for a second because she's about to say something important. Dangerous Spaces, thank you. Still sick, but this story makes me feel better. Yeah, it's called karma, and it's a wonderful thing to see.
yeah. Now, is she trying to tell us that they're upset that their Gmail got cut when they don't work there anymore?
Yes.
Well, why would you still have access to any of that if you don't work there?
Right? Why? She's like, they watched it get cut. Yeah, because you got fired. What do you think they're going to let you sit there and use their internet for the next however long you want?
Yeah, like you don't work. Nobody works there anymore. They don't need the internet. They probably cut it that morning, and the guy just showed up. Also, were you supposed to be at work instead of this?
Oh,
meeting?
Don't get ahead of her. Don't get ahead of her. Peter says, overalls, Pinkerton agents. What is this? The Wild West? It seems to be. Indeed.
It is starting to look that way. It is in Texas too.
And Dangerous. I hope you feel better, dude. Hope you feel better.
Yeah, absolutely. Stop being sick.
All right, now to your question, Jack. She's about to explain, and this is the part that made me go, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?"
And we were working on on my team on our most important workflow, which is I work on the charts team, so we publish the weekly charts. It's like the most crucial forward-facing team, basically in our whole department. So we're doing our most crucial work.
That's their most crucial work, is putting up the this is the best music going right now. They put up a trending list.
But Jack,
fuck off. How's that a team job? That's like one person looking at an algorithm.
Can I point out that she's upset that they stopped them from doing their most crucial work when during her most crucial work, she was at a meaningless fucking City Hall meeting?
Yeah. Probably not on an authorized break either. She probably just wandered out of the office to go to this. Like, oh, I have something more important to do. And they just happen to be like, okay, today we're firing them all today. Fuck it.
This was my most crucial time, so I wasn't there. Travis Gardner, thank you. Commies getting what they deserve. I love that. Wish it was a teachers union next. That would be awesome.
Oh, I agree.
Thank you so much. How much that is automated and how much do they adjust it? That's a good question, right? You'd think that they just had tracking software that would plug that stuff in automatically for them.
I would have thought so. I honestly never realized that there were people behind the scenes doing that. It seems like something Google could do with literally an algorithm monitoring other algorithms.
But if you just do it with algorithms, you might end up with Tom and Ben Shapiro as the top act of the week.
Yeah, but can't you do like if then statements to filter that shit out? I don't know. I only know how basic works. I don't know.
Well, technically all computer things, and this is going to piss off computer nerds, everything that a computer does is an if then statement. So yes, you could absolutely write something like that.
Oh,
But
dear
something
Jesus.
something might slip in.
Thank you, Comrade Kitty, for that very, very, very generous donation. Giving you a small heart attack. You succeeded. Thank you.
All right, let's go back to Droopy Eye. I just love that she said that out loud. This was our most crucial time. Where were you? Not there. All righty then. And this is why I pointed out that it's a meaningless resolution. It has no legal weight. It's not like you can take that to court and go, hey, the Austin City Council said they support us, so we're right? It literally means nothing. And instead of doing the most crucial job by your own estimation, you were doing that. So go fuck yourself. I'd have fired you just for that.
They have to get
Everyone's
the
accent.
reports done.
This is
I
being cut.
hate this woman.
Oh, me too. Me too. She's an absolute idiot, but I love her misfortune. Is that wrong?
No, I'm still kind of recovering from Comrade Kitty. Thank you, Comrade.
The holy shit, you get one too. Wow, thank you.
See?
Now I feel bad that I'm making you watch this thing.
We're torturing you and you're rewarding us.
We appreciate it. Thank you so very much. It's very, very kind.
Absolutely. Oh, hey, Andrew Tate's Genital Warts. Glad you could join us.
And HR starts handing out like paper, Home Depot paper boxes to
Paper boxes. You mean cardboard?
I think she means file boxes.
She's showing a fucking cardboard box.
Yeah, but I think she thinks that those are file boxes. I don't know. She's pretty dumb.
She says it repeatedly. Paper boxes. Well, I mean, technically it's paper, but that's cardboard.
Oh, yeah, it's a specific type of paper.
She makes it sound like they were giving him grocery sacks, like it would like they were trying to insult him with it.
Maybe she refers to all tree products as paper. So that's not a bookshelf, that's a paper shelf.
I did the charts for a community station as a volunteer, not a team job. No. They needed 49 people to do that shit.
Well, it sounds like she had a team, so there's probably 4 or 5 people on that team.
It was fair.
What a waste of manpower. You seriously could have had a couple programmers take a few days to write an algorithm that would do all that and compile it for you. Fucking dumb.
I don't think we talked. Did I tell you yesterday why they formed a union?
No, was it because they're dumb?
All right, I'll give you the date, right? It's the end of 2022, and they decided they needed to form a union. Can you guess why?
Are you going to say the word Trump?
Nope. Okay. Because they were told they needed to come back to the office. They lost their jobs by throwing a fit over having to come back to the office.
Look, I don't like putting pants on either, but sometimes you got to be a big boy and go do your job.
If somebody's like, hey, I'm going to pay you well to come in and decide what music is the top music, I'd be like, cool, let's go do that. That's a job I could do right now, Jack.
Yeah.
As long as they gave me, whatever hours I wanted to do it.
Yeah. Well, it'd be like doing a medical billing and coding. This doesn't sound like it's a job that requires you somewhere at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Real quick though, thank you, Travis Gardner. Oklahoma's a right to work state and an at will state. Yeah, so are we. So when the software company my ex worked for talked about a union, people's desks were empty the next day. Yeah, that's how you handle that. Like, well, I don't like your hairdo. Get out.
And see, if this was Google that they worked for, they could have done that. The issue with this is that they didn't actually work for Google. And Google had a contract with the company they did work for. And if Google had canceled that contract at that moment, then the NLRB would have come down on them and been like, this is union busting shit.
Yeah. The company they work for should have got wind of this unionizing and done something about it so they didn't lose their contract and lose everybody's job.
When I worked at the shop, Jack, there's one other shop in the area that did the work we do. Much bigger shop than ours. And everybody that worked there wanted to come work for us because they were union and we weren't. And our owner told us, you guys try to unionize. Now, officially, he never said this, but he said this to all of us. If you try to unionize, I will close this shop down.
Yeah.
I'll just close it.
Because you can't afford to be constantly walking on eggshells around the unions. They end up with too much power. You can't get anything done.
Yeah, and if I would have worked for that other machine shop, technically I would have made more money. But because of union dues, I made more money at my job than they did.
Yeah, because union dues are ridiculous.
Yep. And I had the power to negotiate directly with my boss on my own without having somebody else do it for me. Anyway.
Pack your shit up in. So everyone gets their paper box and starts packing.
Did she want a wooden box? I mean, fuck. They didn't even give us plastic boxes, you guys. It's not even like we got a keepsake.
Yeah, I wanted a souvenir tote. This is why I don't take personal shit to work. People always have kitschy nonsense around their desk. I don't have any of that shit. I might have one or two photos of like chicks I want to bang or something, but no family pictures, nothing that isn't printed off of a printer or work related. That way, if I get pissed off, I can just up and leave. Or if they shut down, because I've been in a lot of places that have shut down, I don't have to worry about my shit getting locked in the building.
I just never saw a need to bring all my shit to work.
Yeah, it's very unprofessional and a little bit self-centered.
The last place I worked at, some of these people's desks looked like a fucking shrine to their families, which if you want to do that, that's fine. But me, my desk, you could barely tell somebody worked there if I wasn't sitting in the desk.
Yeah.
The only thing I brought from home, I brought a couple of pens and a calculator because I needed one for work.
I had an office job for a very short time where I was in charge of scheduling, and they said I had to put some personal shit up. So I brought a bunch of charts from the Dungeons and Dragons DM screens and hung those up. And then I brought 2 photo frames with stock photos in them and set them up. Oh, is that your girlfriend? Nope, she came with the frame.
No, I didn't even bother with that. I didn't want that to feel like home. It's work, for fuck's sake.
I think some people bring family photos so they remember why they don't murder others or quit their job.
All right. We got to get to her coming to the building. It's awesome.
They have about 20 minutes to pack up while under threat of having the cops called on them for trespassing. So I show up pretty much.
Okay, even if you needed like 3 or 4 boxes, why would you need more than 20 minutes to clean out your shit and get out?
Why would you need 3 or 4 boxes? I mean, seriously, how much shit do you have there? Do you have change of clothes or a sleeping bag? Because I mean, if your go bag is there, I get that, but that should be a bag.
Well, we'll see a picture of them leaving here in a few.
When everyone's done packing, and that's all my.
I don't know if you can see, but this one, they got a big ass cart. They got some bags hanging off the side. There's like some weird big bottle right there.
So that person lived there.
This person is carrying a big green bag instead of the cardboard box. Sorry, the paper box that they were given. So, I mean, some people, this would have been a good day to have your backpacks, guys. I would have given you a pass for having your backpack that day. And don't tell me these guys don't own backpacks that they wear all the time.
I
can look
think
at 'em.
these people own fanny packs.
That's all a backpack is.
Friends with their little boxes in the parking lot.
Hot. Too.
And as I show up, I try to walk into the building, and all my coworkers are like a few of them are leaving. There's like a Pinkerton agent security.
Okay, and she cuts it off in the middle of talking. So now we got to go back again to go down to, we got to get to part 3. There it is.
Because I'm trespassing.
What?
Because I'm trespassing, and he takes my badge away from me. But someone had just left, and the door is open, so I just walked through. And
So you just admitted to breaking and entering.
Yep. You were told not to be there, that you would be trespassing, and basically you broke in. But she's a rebel, Jack.
Rebel without a clue.
And I get to my desk is like pretty much right there, and all the HR people are already standing there next to my coworker who is packing my stuff up for me. And yeah, they're just like verbally harassing us as we're trying to collect our stuff.
They told us to get out and to hurry up. Those verbal bastards.
Right?
They probably don't even have a GED.
They probably don't. Hey, thank you, Evolved Potato. When firing these types of people, you should only give them tissue paper bags, and you should make sure to do it on a day when it's raining.
We were going to fire you yesterday, but it was clear skies.
Always fire people on a Friday. That way they don't come back and shoot you.
I grabbed I had like an HEB shopping like bin. So they have.
She steals shopping carts too.
Apparently.
Like holes in them. So I'm kind of holding that like this and my fingers in it. And Jared Jones, who I showed you a few seconds ago, attempts to like grab that from me, and my fingers all caught in it. And
she got her finger caught, Jack. Now we're gonna see the damage done to her finger in a minute, because look how traumatized she is. It was a harrowing experience, man.
Yeah.
He's telling me like they're just gonna have to mail my stuff to me because I'm trespassing and I can't take my own property off the premises.
You are lucky you weren't arrested, lady. You should have been arrested. Thank you, Tall Skinny Geek. They may not have a GED, but they do have a JOB. Indeed.
Yeah, and it's a cool bruise.
Look at the cool bruise right there, Jack. That's a bruise.
Oh.
Let me ask you something. Isn't she on video right now?
Yeah.
If that's an actual bruise on her finger, couldn't she have just held? In fact, we've seen that finger before. She keeps her hands in front of it. There's no fucking bruise there. She just had it too tight in the things. And why do you have your finger? Look how far down her finger that is for that to have been in this hole that she said she stuck it in the cart, the little shopping basket she stole from a store. Why are you holding it like a maniac?
I have a feeling this person is a tad unstable when emotional.
Your finger was all the way in it?
Balls deep. I mean, yes.
That he left on my finger there.
Oh yeah,
pretty nice. Thanks,
Odd
Jared.
we can't see it in any
Appreciate
of the other videos.
Basically,
look,
they
it should be that finger right there.
Savior said she might lose that finger.
And already, it's been 20 minutes since we got word that we were laid off. They had already thrown people's personal like Tupperware and stuff away from the fridge and the break room.
You mean after people had left the building with their stuff, they threw away the shit that was left in the refrigerator?
Yeah, because they're closing up the building and they don't want to smell it after a day because some poor security Pinkerton's got to wander through there every 2 hours.
Just some of the stuff that she makes try to sound like a big deal is like, really? That was my grandmammy's Tupperware. She had it on her when she died.
It was heirloom Tupperware. Thank you, Travis Gardner. I would expect more out of Scout from To Kill a Mockingbird.
The hyperbole here is just insane.
We had like clothes and stuff, weights and stuff in the gym, and they were trying.
You brought your own weights to the gym?
I don't understand that. I mean, I could understand you had like a change of clothes or something if they have a gym there. But once you grab that shit before you left,
You would think so.
I take shit home with me. You know, I don't leave stuff at work because I've worked at lots of places where people steal shit, especially for food.
Retro says the longer I watch this, the less I want her to pick music for me. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't worry, there's still tons of people who work for Google who think just like her. I promise you.
Yeah.
Trying to tell us that we couldn't go there. I honestly can't even recall why, but
Because you were trespassing.
They're afraid you're going to steal stuff that isn't yours, too, because you're not supposed to be there.
Steal stuff, break stuff, make messes, the kind of shit people do when they're throwing a fit on the way out. That's why.
Yeah, and I have no doubt she was not this calm. She was probably ranting and raving and screaming and crying hysterically like a lunatic in some regard. Yeah, causing a general scene.
You had already broke into the building.
Yeah.
Why would they trust you?
Well, I mean, they can't trust her. She tried to form a union, and she doesn't understand how rules work. And now she's trespassing. So the things are stacking up against you here, and they know you're a troublemaker because you weren't even at work when you were supposed to be, you bitch.
I'd also like to point out. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. Google has come out in favor of their right to make the union that they made. They just don't think it has anything to do with them because they don't employ these guys. This is between them and Cognizant or whatever the hell the name of the company they work for is.
That's fair, but I think that Google probably would have put the kibosh on this too.
Oh, I'm sure they would
they're
have.
fine with it because it doesn't directly impact them.
Well, this is why you use contract workers. It makes it their problem, not yours.
Yeah, and then you could part ways with them a lot easier.
Yep. This way you can be like, this is what we're paying for this. You decide how you make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is between you and them. My agreement's between you and me. So anyway.
Yeah. And as I finally was like collecting my stuff on a cart to push out to my car, they were on the phone with the cops.
Because you were trespassing and you broke into their building, lady.
Also, yeah, because you don't have a name badge to prove you work there.
Look, you have a stolen shopping basket. I would have been on your ass for taking the cart.
I bet this was an L cart. That was one of theirs that they used for pushing like reams of paper and shit around. And she was just stacking all her shit on there. Probably a box of staplers snuck in too. Like, I do not advocate stealing from work, but if you're going to, there are signs that you're going to lose your job. And if you start seeing those signs, that's when you start stealing. Not at the last day when they're escorting everyone out of the building. Unless there's no escorts or something, then it's a free-for-all. But this lady's a dumbass. The writing should have been on the wall, especially for the 8 people that didn't vote for the union. They should have been like, yep, time to start slowly moving my stuff home.
These idiots took a case to the NLRB. It was agreed to by the NLRB on the 4th of January. They knew this contract was coming up. What do you expect was going to happen?
Yeah, this is an easily predictable outcome. Mm-hmm. People should have been prepared for this. If there's ever talk of unionizing at your job, start saving money. And then save more money if some idiot's going to go to the NLRB, because they blabbed about this ahead of time to their coworkers.
The NLRB claims that Google was involved in all the contract and worker requirements for the contract that Cognizant made. That's why they're co-employers. No, Google said, this is what we need done. And Cognizant said, well, we can get that done for you. That's not the same as them going, only let them work on Fridays and only let them wear jeans every other Thursday. They weren't hands-on with this. They were like, do this job. And they went, okay. This, I can't wait. I hope this goes all the way to the Supreme Court so this shit can get shot down once and for all.
That'd be nice.
I really do. You guys, you did this to yourselves. And again, it's not over poor pay or poor working conditions. It was literally just, you have to come back to the office.
Oh, but it's so far away.
I bet those overalls have a butt flap. Yeah, it's on the top of her neck right there.
Trying to get them there to arrest us for trespassing, I guess. I don't even really know.
Did you do something else? Because I mean, I would have got you for breaking and entering and trespass. I like how she tries to protect. I'm not even sure. She said trespass like 12 times now. I'm not even sure why they were calling the police.
She is pretty stupid, monkey.
When a company I work for had signs of going out of business, I might have found multiple sticks of RAMs a year of WoW subscription and a Nintendo DS weeks before it happened, allegedly. Well, sometimes you find stuff, Bubba. Sometimes you find stuff.
Yeah, look, things just sometimes turn up, and it's maybe your good fortune. I don't know. But look, there's always signs. Your company gets delisted from the stock market. That happened to a company I worked at. And within 3 months, it was gone. The whole company was gone. But we all saw the signs. They start cutting budgets. They start going back on things like they took our commissions away for sales. So sales commissions just evaporated at one day. They said last week was last week. You get sales commission. They just changed stuff, but they do it incrementally. And there are warning signs. If there's ever talk of a union at your job and there's not already a union, that's a major red flag. Start saving money.
Digi says that's interesting because I lost those exact items. You should be more careful where you put stuff. Nuts in regards to this woman claiming she doesn't know why they called the police, said she knows. She does know. And you know what I would bet? I would bet they weren't even calling the police for trespassing. I bet she was being a twat about this, and that's why they called. And she's hedging this, so in case that comes out, she can go, well, I didn't say it was for the trespass.
Oh, I bet it was she was purposely slow rolling too. Like they said, all right, we'll give you 5 minutes to get your shit and get the fuck out. And she starts like dicking around and like, I gotta go over here instead of hurrying and getting her stuff. She's being an asshole.
But yeah, the Pinkerton.
Oh, by the way, we do not encourage stealing around here.
No, that's morally wrong.
It's absolutely something we do not steal.
Security agents were like ready to fight, and so was Jared Jones.
They were ready to fight. Lady, Pinkerton would kick your ass. I don't care if he's 80.
I would say you were ready to fight and they were dealing with you. I would bet money on that.
Oh, absolutely. They were super aggressive. Look, we've all seen the videos of cops being overly aggressive or security guards or bouncers. I don't believe it in this case. I think she was getting mouthy. She was purposely going slow and being a hassle and probably saying some rude shit too. And it wouldn't surprise me if there's some footage of that around.
Digi says we can joke about it. Yeah, we can joke around here. Just every so often we have to give the disclaimers.
Yeah, because we're not responsible for what you guys do.
Yeah. Because you can get in trouble for stealing, guys. So don't do that. It's also morally wrong.
Yes.
So yeah, this isn't a matter of us being fired. Or this is a
No,
matter
it wasn't a matter of you being fired. The contract ended.
of us being fired. It's not a matter of our contract ending.
It's absolutely what it is.
We weren't contract workers. We are not contract workers.
No, you're not contract workers. You work for somebody that is a contract agent of Google. That's the contract that ended, you fucking retard. So basically, they were contracted out. The work was contracted out to this company that hires these people.
Yeah, the company probably has them as regular employees.
Yep.
But they are assigned to a contract.
And when that contract with Google ended, they had no work left for you, so you were let go from Cognizant. Yes, they're third-party employees. It's exactly what they are. It's not a matter of the contract ending. It's 100% a matter of the contract ending. One more part. This one's shorter. It's only a minute. As she wraps up the telling of the woes of being a dumbass.
Employed by Google and Cognizant per the NLRB.
At the very end of the last one that gets cut off there, she says that we're co-employees of Cognizant and Google, according to the NLRB. That is the nonsense ruling that came down on the 4th that is based on a Biden rule that's absolutely retarded.
This is Google firing us in an attempt to silence us and
Google never hired you, idiot.
To make this go away. You've seen all the billionaires like whining like the little babies that they are. Elon Musk, Trader Joe's, Amazon, trying to say the NLRB is unconstitutional.
They're absolutely unconstitutional. They were found to be constitutional in a 5-4 decision by the court back in 30s, I want to say.
Oh, you mean during the height of the Great Depression, when people were desperate for work?
Yeah, I might be wrong on the date, but it was decided in a court decision that came down 5-4. Try that shit now, lady.
That's what this is. They're trying to silence us. They want this to go away.
No, they want you to go away.
We're not done. We won't stop fighting. These people, all of us, YouTube Music Austin, our allies from the DSA, from National Nurses United, Unite Here, Restaurant Workers United, Texas AFL-CIO, Starbucks Workers United, all of us and our allies, we're going to keep fighting until our jobs are reinstated. And
your jobs aren't being reinstated, lady.
No, you'll be lucky if that company doesn't go out of business.
Yeah, what Google's going to do is go find another contract agency to go do this through.
Yeah.
Until we successfully bargain a contract with Cognizant and Google. So yeah, thanks again to this creator for making this video.
And yeah, she just ends with that stupid shit. You did all of this to yourself, dummy. And it was all over you having to go to the office. That office, you're so pissed off that they wouldn't let you in for more than 20 minutes.
Look, Monkey, the consequences of my own action are not my fault. They're outside forces.
Alphabet never hired them. They were subcontracted. That is true. Yeah, well, the Cognizant is the ones that they work for. They were never Google employees. They did the work for YouTube Music, yes, but not as an employee of Google. Not as an employee of Alphabet. It was contracted work. They weren't individually contracted. The company was. And these idiots, because they did not want to go back to work, where apparently they moved in, Jack, because they needed bunches of boxes to move and carts to get the shit out of the building. They threw away a pretty cushy job.
Yeah,
again,
probably the best job these clowns ever had and will ever have.
They're bitching about the unfair labor practices. It was literally just, you have to come back to the office. That's it.
But I want to play with my kitty and wear my jams.
And because of that, you guys joined up with a bunch of unions and heard that we'll make all your dreams come true. And now you ain't got a job.
That was not the dream.
Fuck these people. It's what they get, man. Shouldn't be a dumbass. It's really not that hard not to be a dumbass.
You say that, but have you met a dumbass? Seems like it's pretty easy to be a dumbass.
Speaking of dumbasses, it's our Krasenstein watch for the day.
I fucking hate these people.
So, Joe Biden is asked why. Well, hang on. Let's just see the little clip. Oh, I don't want to play the clip because he's by Marine One. It's got that whine that helicopters make.
Yeah, it's really loud.
He's asked why he's waiting to take executive action on the border, and he says because we need more forces on the border. I don't have the authority to do that. That was his answer, is that he doesn't have the authority to take executive action on the border. And somebody pointed out that he has taken 94 actions on the border. Now,
mostly rescinding Trump stuff.
I don't know if that number is accurate, but Brian Krasenstein says, can you list the 94 executive actions and link to them all rather than just making a claim? All right. What if, and I'm just throwing this out there, it's only 10? Doesn't the fact that he did even one show he has that authority, or at least he thinks he does?
I would think so.
You would think so. Well, somebody linked this. I'm going to throw it into chat so y'all can see it, and then we'll bring it up on the screen here. It is a list of very specific executive actions or policy statements. Because remember, executive action is not the same as an executive order. It's just a presidential maneuvering. Sometimes it's an executive order. Sometimes it's supporting a bill. Sometimes it's giving a statement on a current case that's going on, right? So not all executive action is executive order. That just needs to be said. But this is a whole list of them. See all this stuff right here? These are the ones that go back to his first days in office. And he did all of these. And Brian Krasenstein responded with, but those don't even have, most of those don't have anything to do with the surge. Every one of these made it easier for illegals to either get in or stay in.
What was the comment somebody made yesterday? Goalpost on wheels?
Goalpost on wheels. Yepers. What makes it even better, though, is that every one of them has a description of what happened because of it. And Brian's like, those don't even have anything to do with the surge. Let me help you out here. Every single thing that is done to make it easier to get in or stay in the country is responsible for the surge. Because it's telling all of the people around the world who want to come here, hey, come hang out. Eventually, we will make you guys citizens if you just hold out long enough. He rescinded orders like where we stopped the refugee program from Liberia because there's not a reason for refugees from Liberia. And when the crises are over, they're supposed to go fucking home. And so Donald Trump was like, yeah, y'all need to go fucking home. And Biden went, no, they don't. Now, how would that give an illegal the idea that if they came here and just stayed long enough that they'd get to stay?
That's a mystery monkey.
Yeah, isn't it? Weird. Okay. I just love pointing out that Brian Krasenstein's a fucking retard.
Yeah.
Although I do need to say this, and I said it on Twitter. Don't mistake him being a retard from actually being incredibly stupid. You have to understand the game he's playing. I think Brian knows most of the time that he's wrong. But he also knows that if he lies, then people will believe him because, well, he's a con man. He's been defrauding people for a long, long time. It goes back a decade or more. And he got in no real trouble for it. He knows people will fall for stupid shit.
Yeah, and also it's engagement farming, so people get all outraged and start responding, and then he makes money.
He is an old liar from way back, and yeah, I just like pointing it out because it's funny as hell. Okay, what else do I have? Um, let's get some of these because we're backing up a little bit. Who is this one about? Oh, this is the Joe Manchin one. Okay, this is the one you were talking about at the top of the show. Wow, that is echoey. I'm gonna try not to blow out your ears, guys, but just a little bit of a warning. This might be a little bit loud. Hey, Twitter, could you normalize your volume?
No.
Sold our creatures and you got rich doing it. You sick fuck. How dare you? You sold our
Nice.
Sir, you employ me so you don't have to get your hands dirty. Allow me.
I love these punk ass little kids who think they're all big and bad, stepping up to the politicians.
I told him he was a sick fuck, and he got up in my face, and I was gonna gloriously hand it out, but I got sucker punched, man. You
He barely got
security.
shoved, and he went down like a paper towel, man.
Right? Make sure your footing's good when confronting people. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no shit. Why were you that aggressive about it? You
'Cause
sick
he's an asshole.
fuck.
It's a self-righteous shithead kid.
Yeah.
There's no
fuck that kid.
consequences for these punks anymore. That they've never been bullied. They've never been told no.
Wait, this is a climate protester too? That's funny.
Isn't it?
You told me that earlier. I forgot that part. Just like global warming, he wasn't what he thought he was.
Yeah.
It was all hype and no reality in that.
You stole us out.
You sick fuck. Fuck off. See, this is what I'm talking about, Jack, with people like, I would totally have stood up to the Nazis. I dare you to question global warming.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Shit, let's see how that goes for you. The shove of doom. Yeah, look, man. If you're going to be an asshole like that, technically he was assaulted, Jack.
Technically, but he did get up in the congressman's face.
He was being very aggressive.
Yeah, and that is security's job. Because this is a politician, I think they're going to grant the security guy a lot of leeway.
Oh yeah, this kid isn't going to win anything if he tries suing. Mom's $820,000 insurance claim dismissed after she was seen winning Christmas tree tossing contest. God damn it. Dumbass.
Wait till you see the picture.
Holy shit. She is chucking that thing.
Right? Isn't that like the perfect picture for this? Like, oh, you're so disabled.
Look, I know a lot of people who claim to be disabled that aren't, Jack.
Oh, yeah. And they're always abusing the system and taking money that's meant for people that are actually disabled.
Yep. The photo appears to show the woman throwing a tree back in 2018, despite her claim that she sustained significant neck and back pain from a February 2017 car crash. I mean, I could throw a tree like that, Jack. I don't know if I could. I've lost a lot of muscle since this all happened, but I could have done it. It just would have caused me a great deal of pain.
This woman had to have trained for this.
An Irish court has dismissed Camilla Grabska.
No.
His $820,000 insurance claim after a photo surfaced of her participating in a tree throwing contest. 36-year-old mama too claimed she had to leave her job after sustaining neck and back injuries in February of 2027. Video also shown in court had appeared to show Grabska, however you say that, working outside with her dog for over an hour in November of 2023. Whoopsie.
Yeah, you got to live up to the part, like TOS said. No, I'm sorry. It was Alan said that. You have to live the part. Yeah, if you're going to rip off somebody for 800 grand, you better commit to the bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't even pick up litter, man. I'd be like, I know the Indian's gonna cry, but I'm getting paid.
Well, first of all, they always suspect people of lying.
Mm-hmm.
So you better have all the medical paperwork. If you're faking, you had better stick to the bit because they are watching you, you dumbass. And people always get comfortable. They get lax and stupid, and they think, I've pulled one over. No, you're not that smart. Okay? Just assume you're an idiot.
This gets even better.
Yes, it does.
During a recent hearing, a photo from a national newspaper was shown in which Grabska appeared to be throwing a Christmas tree at a competition in January of 2018, which she ultimately won. So this isn't even like they had to find some rare picture on somebody's phone. She was in the fucking newspaper.
Yes, this dumbass competed in a competition that was being photographed by the media.
Oh dear God.
It's going to get better too. There's quotes from her in here. I think this is the right article.
Judge Carmel, your parents named you Carmel? All right. Carmel Stewart, who dismissed the case, said the very graphic picture played a role in her decision. It was a very large natural Christmas tree, and it was being thrown by her at a very agile movement. I'm afraid I cannot but conclude the claims are entirely exaggerated. On that basis, I propose to dismiss the claim. For the record, we skipped over her claim. She said that she could not work, play with her children, or do basic chores for the last 5 years. Grabska argued that she was still in pain while participating in the competition, but you did it. You said you can't do it because of pain. She also said she quit her job after the crash and subsequently collected disability. Ooh.
You're going to jail.
Ooh. In total, Grabska estimated a loss of $427,340, about $541,615. Sorry, that's pounds. It's $500,000 in the past and future earnings due to her injuries. She denied faking her injuries, and as reported by the Irish Independent, according to The Guardian, she claimed she was simply trying to live a normal life. I don't know if you guys have ever picked up a full-size Christmas tree. They're not light.
They're also kind of awkward to carry.
Very awkward to throw.
Less practice.
In addition to the image of the tree competition, a video also shown in court of her training her dog outside for over an hour. A website for Ireland's High Court shows the case was dismissed last week. The judge said Grabska's post-crash endeavors were completely at odds with the medical evidence she presented. In a statement obtained by People, RSA Insurance said they were very pleased with the outcome of the case.
I'm shocked that they're pleased with this.
And it sends out a clear message that we will robustly challenge any attempt to pursue claims that are not genuine. Yeah, look, Jack, my first surgery I had, it was all scheduled to go, right? And because of people like this, I had to go get a second opinion before they would do the surgery. So I ended up having to wait an extra 2 weeks before my spine was fixed the first time. So I hope Miss Grabska lives a horrible fucking life for the rest of her life.
Well, what's sad is she probably really was injured, and then when she's getting better, she's like, fuck this, I don't want to work.
Yeah.
And she totally abused the system.
Well,
yeah,
Jack,
fuck her.
The competition and the accident are only 11 months apart. So even if she was injured at the beginning, she was clearly better within a year.
Yeah.
So fuck this lady. I hope bad things happen to her for the rest of her life. Yeah. Why are my insurance so high? Because of people like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes.
We had to get to this one.
This is one we didn't get to because of the days off. And then yesterday we just ran out of time for everything. Willy Wonka immersive event draws meth lab comparisons as police intervene.
Yeah, I had sent this to you several days ago, and I believe my exact words were, "This looks like DashCon 2.0."
Get this shit off my screen. There we go. I love that they put the Bryan Krasenstein picture of the Willy Wonka
That's-
thing. Like
It's not
It's not-
Krasenstein.
what's that?
It's not Krasenstein.
Not Krasenstein. Fuck, what's his name? Cranston. Bryan Cranston. Instead of just using the Gene Wilder one. It's creepy either way. It's got the Oompa Loompas in it.
Yeah, but they had to put the guy that made meth in there. So
I guess. An immersive event with a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory theme prompted so many complaints that it led to police phone calls and refunds for all attendees.
oh, these pictures are fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so over here, we're not going to read through the whole article. Maybe if we catch a part that's really important to point out. But they sold this. It's not an official event. It was that's why it's called a Willy Wonka something chocolate experience.
Something like that.
It said the event promised to take attendees into the whimsical of Willy's chocolate experience. They don't even call it Willy Wonka.
Yeah, for copyright and trademark reasons.
Yes,
They didn't want to get sued.
Because that is a copyrighted thing, and they would have had to have permission to do it. They promoted it with the picture on the left, and the picture on the right is what they actually got, which looks like a weird place where Teletubbies rape children.
Yeah. And the other place looks like the sort of place Albanian guys rape women.
Yes.
Come under my rainbow arch.
This is where the meth lab part comes in.
That
This
is
is-
the saddest looking Oompa Loompa on the planet.
And yet less scary to me than actual Oompa Loompas.
Yeah, but looks like a hostage at the same time. Like she looks like she is an involuntary slave at a meth lab.
It really does look like that. Where's the ball pit? Thank you so much, Comrade Kitty, for becoming a member for month number 8. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I do hope that she was, judging little children. It's my favorite part of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes, absolutely.
The Oompa Loompas are straight dicks. They are preachy dickheads. Like, that child's drowning. Hey, we got to sing a song real quick.
That was that kid's own stupid fault. I don't feel bad for any of the kids in that movie. It was all their own doing.
The one just ate gum. Come on.
She stole it. She's a thief.
She didn't really steal hers, did she?
Yeah, she stole it. She wasn't allowed to take it. She just grabbed it and started chewing it.
Well, Charlie steals the fizzy stuff and he gets
Yeah,
the whole
and-
fucking company.
Well, he didn't get the company until he returned to the everlasting gobstopper. That was the clincher. He stole it, and Willie even admonishes him for that.
And then turns around and like, no big deal. You get the whole thing. I hate that fucking movie.
You hate so much fun. I don't know.
What is fun about Willy Wonka? Let's see. They got the acid trip boat
I
ride.
think we already covered this. Acid trip boat ride. Kid falls in chocolate and drowns. The kid turns into a blueberry. If you look at it as Willy Wonka's Jigsaw, I think it's a great movie.
Thank you, Alan, who says in the book they are black. Is that true? I've never read the book.
Yeah, the Oompa Loompas are like pygmies.
Oh, okay.
They really, I don't think, could pull that off in the movie because they were like, oh.
I love this. Their little styrofoam arch doesn't even fit together. Yeah, people were paying $40 a ticket. They had this place here where you could go get your picture taken with a backdrop that looked like the art they used to sell the tickets, which you got to give them credit for that one.
Yeah.
You're like, look, it kind of looks like what we promised you. You can pretend you were there. You can tell all your friends. Yeah, it was just a warehouse that they set this up in, and it's really, really sad.
Yeah, I mean, with a little bit of investment and time, they probably could have made it a lot more interesting, but it looks really thrown together.
That's because it is. I mean, at the very least, you could have put that artificial turf everywhere.
Yeah, like you could just kind of put some effort in.
Yeah,
It's just so sad looking. I mean, if they had all these holiday decorations, because that's what a lot of the stuff looks like, laying around, if you wanted to do this for like $5 entry fee and you had some like bouncy castles or something, yeah, fine, $5-10, whatever. $40? No wonder people called the cops.
let's see. Oh, here's more of it. They didn't even try, man.
No, this looks like high schoolers threw this together on a whim.
And you know what? That's what this should. If this was high schoolers who threw it together for the community, and you could donate if you wanted to,
Yeah,
okay,
like
not a
band
bad
boosters.
job.
Yeah, if it was for band boosters or something, and they
Yeah.
just took a bunch of props from the stage, then I would be fine with it. But that this is a disturbing look. It looks like a serial killer's playroom.
It does. Especially this one because it looks foggy in there.
Yeah, that's probably all the meth they were cooking. That's the residual smoke.
It's the Bunsen burner over here. That shouldn't be smoking like that, lady.
I, for one, would have $40 enjoyment out of this by making a YouTube video about it. So
Oh,
I don't
dude.
think I would have complained because I would have had a great time there. I would go to DashCon just for the comedy value.
If you and I could have got a chance to go to something like this, I would have gone. I would not have bitched about the $40 tickets, but I would have to know in advance it was going to be this bad.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because then I would be prepared mentally to laugh hysterically about it. I would have a great time at this, just thriving off of the stupidity of it. Yes, Andrew, porn sets do generally look better. But
Well,
they
hey,
put effort in. They have pride in the workplace.
they actually have to try. I just love Meth Lab Lady because she is amazing.
Oh, man, she's embarrassed to be there. Poor woman. I hope they paid her a lot.
I hope she's the brains behind it. Let's just bring her back up because she's awesome. Kids, don't eat the gum if she made it.
I think I want a poster of that.
Look at how much fucking smoke is there.
They had a fog machine from somewhere.
What?
And obviously a science kit.
Did I miss the part of Willy Wonka where there was fog?
Look, when you only have certain things laying around your storage unit that you bought for $30, because that's what this set looks like. It looks like some school went out of business, jammed a bunch of shit in a storage locker, and stopped paying the bill.
But the thing is, one of the points at the end that when Gene Wilder is yelling at the poor kid playing Charlie, who I always thought was John Malkovich, but isn't.
No, all British people look like that.
When he's yelling at him, he's talking about the fact they have to sterilize that room because they make food there. It's sterile.
Yeah.
The whole place should be clean.
Well, this is Big Willy's chocolate factory.
Yes.
Not Willy Wonka, because that's another guy. It's sort of like running Nabasco instead of Nabisco.
That is one of my favorite pictures I've ever seen on the internet, if I'm being honest.
Right? It's so memorable because she just has that look that has 1,000 expressions.
We're gonna make sure we save that as Meth Oompa.
Thank you, Evolved Potato. The guy in charge is apparently well known for doing these basically scams, but the workers reportedly tried their best. Oh, I'm sure they did, but you got nothing to work with. They just had shit to work with. Yep. It's a one-man company, and the people are just hired for each event. Unfortunately, a lot of these people are probably struggling actors or day laborers, and I'm sure they tried. But
Oh my God, you just gave me an idea.
what?
We need to make our own Willy Wonka thing, but we have it all of our Oompa Loompas are Mexicans we pick up at Home Depot.
Oh yeah, we'll call it Willy's Illegal Chocolate Factory.
Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. This one's already bringing up shit where I can't read it.
Unfortunately, I have to give you the archive on this one unless you're signed up for Medium.
Well, let's see if I am, because yeah, that's unreadable. No, I can read it. I must be signed up for Medium. No, I'm not even signed in.
Oh, yeah, it wouldn't let me do it. But yeah, here we are.
We'll have to save the fat chick for another day. The one we talked about last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you got on my nice? Oh God, we got Trina again, guys.
Thank you, Frosted.
Trina's back with her Neuralink and GED. Can't wait to see what she's up to today.
Oh, hang on. Before we get to that, Shio just sent me a link to the Oompa meth lady.
Oh?
Yeah, hold on. It's in the side chat.
Like
our side chat.
Justice for Christy Patterson. This queen did her best with those kids despite the shit show. You know what? I mean, okay. We'll look through these pictures here. Because in that picture, I mean, we've all taken bad pictures, Jack. You know, somebody caught us at just the wrong time. She does look like she's smiling for the kids.
Posing for pictures. It looks like they're doing like food coloring or something.
Yeah.
She's trying.
Lab.
Like I said, I don't blame these people that are in costumes.
No.
It's obviously the people that put this thing on that are behind this.
But I'm not going to let go of that other picture because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. But good for Kirsty Patterson for trying to make the best of a bad situation. So even though we are not going to let that that picture go, and we're probably going to use it in various unwarranted and cruel circumstances, she did her best, and we respect that. But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, there's an article that goes along with those pictures. Some reporter reached out to her and actually spoke to her about it. I'll throw it. We're not going to read it tonight, guys. It's on the longer side, so yeah, there's no chance. But you guys can check it out yourself if you'd like to. It is in your chat now. All right. Let's go back to GED girl, because God love her. She's my kind of crazy.
Right?
I'm still not sure exactly what her issue is, but she clearly needs to be in a psych ward.
Frosted sent me 2 articles, and I thought we'd just look at the first one.
Sure.
But the phrase gang stalking does seem to be a theme around.
I have figured out something important. That someone who is monitoring my Neuralink is running an extortion racket when people wet snitch on themselves when they are being Nazis. What is wet snitch?
I have no idea. Maybe they're
Shit.
horny when they snitch.
Now I got to look this up.
It's not a phrase I'm familiar with.
A person who has no shame in directly telling on someone else for the other person's wrongdoing. So a snitch. Why got to be a wet snitch? What's a dry snitch then? They indirectly tell. Okay. They say things really loudly, like, "Hey, why are you stealing that thing?" You know, when there's authority figures around.
Or they'll say dumb shit like, "Oh, remember that time we broke into that place?"
Freaking thank you. We have to save the fat chick for another day. Ranting Monkey, 3rd of March, 2024. Damn, Skippy. I'm not even a little ashamed of what I said.
Right?
My Chihuahua, Sassy Girl. I love that she capitalizes the S but not the G. Is the dog's name Sassy or is it Sassy Girl?
I don't know.
Either way, that's incorrect how it's written. But that's the least. English is the least of her problems. This bitch is just nuts, man. Okay. Sassy Girl was given Neuralink. Oh my God. Her dog has a Neuralink now, too?
Well, yeah, I mean, of course they're going to hotwire the dog. Why wouldn't they put a listening device to the dog? I read that in an issue of Swamp Thing, issue 2.
But
That they did that to a dog. It's totally plausible, right? That's how this
Neuralink
works.
isn't just a listening device. It actually taps into your brain.
It controls you. That's what she's saying. They put one in her,
No.
and now her dog.
But oh God. Okay.
Keep up with the conspiracies, monkey. Jeez.
My dog was given a Neuralink at some point, and since I adopted my dog from a listing on Craigslist from a woman named Abigail, whom I found out may be related to Lance Laws, and she either works at or with the FBI Miami, and they might be running an extortion operation with certain people who may be tied to the mafia. There's a whole lot of would-be and maybes in that fucking sentence. So we have Neuralink, some dude named Lance Laws, the FBI, and the mafia. This bitch is really important to the world, Jack.
She is. She is the crux of all humanity. You do not understand. If she wasn't safeguarding us, the world would be in peril.
I have been accused by the Illuminati copycat of being an extortionist roach, since these fakers cannot come with anything remotely original, nor are they funny. If they're fucking with you, I believe they're funny, sweetie. I believe there's a crypto wallet either on my neural. What? Okay. I believe there's a crypto wallet either on my Neuralink or the dogs, which they do extortion demands coming from me when it's actually a catfish and Sebastian, Dominic, Lance, or one of the most annoying people alive, the terror cell who follows me around everywhere. Alan, thank you so much for becoming a member for month number 3. He says, love you guys. We love you back. Thank you so much, sir.
Glad to hear it, man. Thanks.
Jesus. If anyone receives... She is setting up her future crimes. It wasn't me. If anybody receives an extortion demand from me, don't pay the dog.
The dog is spending her Neuralink crypto money.
And instead contact the Public Corruption Unit of the FBI. Yeah, I got a thing that said they're going to release my nudes if I don't give money to a dog.
The dog's crypto wallet.
You will get the FBI's attention, but for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Where are we? I suspect Miami-Dade police and all of the local police forces are involved with a Cisco certification fraud and reward point fraud scheme. Just in case you did read the article in the Miami Herald, the Miami-Dade police purchased a private jet because they became a tech hub and got paid so many whistleblower awards just for stalking people with no warrant, and that is completely a middle finger in the face of any sort of ethics. Everything you write is a middle finger to English, lady. Oh, God. Cannot access the crypto wallet to begin with. How do you know it's there? How do you know there's a cryptic wallet in your head if you can't access it?
It's a crypto wallet, not a cryptic wallet. I don't think that's where Cryptic keeps his wallet, guys. Don't try and rob these people. Look, there's a certain hobbit out there that really doesn't seem to like Cryptic very much.
I cannot access the crypto wallet to begin with. It's just Sebastian paying himself either pretending to be extorted or paying me for using my intellectual property when he and this terror cell owns the wallet. Why did you warn people not to give money to the dog if you don't believe actual extortion's taking place?
Look, what's that dog going to do with it? He's going to buy dog bones. And you know who that funds? Terrorism, monkey.
Once again, please contact me directly on X to discuss payment of my already stolen intellectual property at Nina the Truth 3. Oh, God. I have to follow her now. Man, my hand is acting up. You guys got to see it there. It's barely moving. Oh, Trina, you beautiful beast. I hate the fact that the FLL and what is the FLL? And the TSA here, along with American Air, committed fraud just to double charge me so I can pay for a well-connected identity fraud ring. All because a highly connected person in a terror cell is pretending to be stalked when I have never purchased a spyware subscription in my life. I hate these companies bowing to an extortion ring. I think I'm in love. She's insane, dude.
Yes, she is. That's what makes her great. I'm telling you, she's a gold mine.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. To the people who like to keep human torture pets, we are Sephardic Jews who not deserve to go to hell and be tortured for the sins of our parents. What?
I think she clearly stated it, monkey. I don't know how you're not understanding what she very clearly just said.
I want to start a financial security company with an app that monitors individual transactions because the fraud ring is so rampant that later helps small business owners. I was targeted and I'm still losing money because of them, and this is so needed now. Oh, please start a company. What the hell is a Sephardic Jew? Why do I not know that term?
I think she meant something else. I don't know.
She uses it again, and maybe I'm saying it wrong. Sephardic. That'd be Sephardic, is how I would say that.
Yeah, I don't know what she's. I
Sorry,
don't know what that is. I don't really care either.
I should stop paying attention to her Twitter. Anyway, where I skied about Elon Musk, who I have blocked, the Trump family, entertaining for the devil in hell, and serious public corruption. We're going to wrap up on this one, Jack, because it says 5 minutes, but there's no way this is only going to be 5 minutes, and I need to go get some sleep before I start my day. I got big doings today, and I need a little bit of sleep before I do that. Anyway, crazy lady still crazy. There are two main kinds, monkey: Sephardic and Ashkenazi.
Oh,
all right. So just regular Jew, not super Jew, regular Jew. All right, fair enough. I don't know my Jews, man. I can't even name all the Christian ones. There's too many.
Yeah, I just don't have that kind of time on my hands.
Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Thank you so much for all the donations. You guys are fucking awesome. Really do appreciate it. Jack, anything you want to show out?
I'll drop a link in the chat to something. Thank you guys so much for the donations and all the support you give us. Very generous donations too. We like being here. We like entertaining you guys, and we hope you're having fun. But yeah, I don't know. If we don't stream tomorrow, I'll probably do a stream. So yeah, that's about all I got. I got nothing. I don't really do anything.
we're being told that those are they're Jews who came primarily from Spain and Portugal, so they're El Jews
Oh.
or La Jews if they're female, I guess.
So they're not Latinx Jews.
No. They're El Jew, El Jewo. No, not El Jewo.
I don't. El
We
Jugan?
need Mexican Jews to play our Oompa Loompas in our Willy Wonka experience. If there's a hell, we're headed straight there. Guys, thanks for watching. Jack, a pleasure as always, man.
Always glad to be here.
Guys, have a wonderful night. We love you. Take care. Probably, I'm just saying, we're not doing a show here tomorrow. So go over and watch Jack if he does a show there. Jack, if I do come home tomorrow, it's going to be really late and I'm going to crawl into bed. So everybody, take care of yourselves. We love you, and we'll see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
El Jew. It's probably not something I should sing about because we'll get in trouble when I say something.